Hey, Sweeney, this lady told me on TikTok today that her father comes before her husband.
Damn.
Bro, I asked her a couple of questions because she was on here talking about men and how men are leaders and da 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 da. And I was just like, let me ask some questions. So I started to ask some questions and then it got to it. So I asked her, I said, if your man is the leader and the head of household, I said, what if there's something that you desire and you want and you feel you deserve? Something you want and you feel you deserve it, and y'all have the means to acquire it without it affecting you guys. Can your husband tell you no to that item without you losing respect for him? Oh, she started backpedaling. Well, if he explained to me why this and that, I'm like, no, no, no. You just said he's the head of household, he's the leader. So if he tells you no, can no just be no? Well, I mean, I want to know why. I'm like, oh, so is he the leader if he has to explain himself? And then we started to keep going, keep going. And then she said, I said, well, let me add some more to it. You make $150,000 a year. Would you just say I'll use my own money and buy it? She said, I probably would. I said, well, then your man ain't the leader. He ain't the head of household. You are, because you defy him. She was like, well, I don't gotta check in with him. Like, he ain't my daddy. And the other gentleman on the host of the live was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Your father gives you over to your husband. If you would respect your father's wishes, why aren't you respecting your husband's wishes now? And she just flat out, you know, we talked about more stuff, but she flat out just said, my father, I asked her, I said, who comes first between your father and your husband? She said, my father. I was just like, and another girl doubled down on it, second it in the live. And I just said, man.
So let me ask you this, Will. If your woman came to you and said, hey, baby, I want you to give me this, I want you to buy me this outfit, or I want you to give me this purse or something. And you say no, you got a problem with her asking you why?
No, I don't have a problem with her asking me why. But the scenario wasn't about giving clarity. It was about, do you defy what he says? Is no the answer, or are you going to talk him into it, or whine and complain for him to give in to it? Or do you accept that he said no?
If she really want that, you don't think that she gonna try to talk you into it?
And maybe she will, and that's part of the problem. So my woman has asked me for some things, or she said, hey, I want this. And I looked, I'm like, what? Like, she'll look at a bracelet and the bracelet ain't cheap, or a necklace, the necklace ain't cheap. And I'm like, no. She's like, come on, please. No. She's like, I'll just take it out of this money over here. I said, no, wait, no. So I deal with it.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like I think it's normal for you to have to keep. I mean, not all the time, but like if it's something that she really want, man, like be honest. She a human being. She may try to convince you to
absolutely. And I'm not saying that the dialogue can't be there. I'm not saying that y'all can't discuss it, right? And I even told her that. I was trying to shorten it for the sake of this broadcast, this stream, right? I didn't want to try to regurgitate it word for word, but no. I'm okay with a man explaining to his woman why he's coming to the conclusion of no. But part of our problem is in our relationships is that that's always like women expect that. Women expect the explanation to why you say no. No, we shouldn't have to give an explanation. Should we give an explanation? I mean, could we? Yes. Is it advisable to give explanations? Yes. I wouldn't recommend guys just say no and that's final and don't give any reason for it. But we are at a point now where it's like dudes got to kind of explain. The dudes coming in mind with no, and they're like, let me try to make this make sense to her so she will accept it, instead of her just accepting that the answer is no. That's my thoughts on it, at least.
Well, the only reason why is that because, like, when you get in a relationship, I don't know if you do 50-50 or you do breadwinner. When you the breadwinner, it's really kind of difficult to say, hey, look, I want you to sit it down. You know what I'm saying? Take care of the house. I'm gonna take care of everything. She can't go and work and earn her own money. And then you want your nose to be, no, you can't have this. So
I don't
I
think.
I get it. Everybody had a different dynamic. But for me,
Well,
because I'm there, you know what I'm saying? I would be like, hey, look, I'm gonna get you that because I know you want it really bad.
yeah.
But
I mean,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
of course.
But right now ain't the time.
That's my dynamic in my household. My woman doesn't work, so I'm the breadwinner. I pay for everything. But she's just reasonable. She's so level headed, and she gets stuff that she want. I check in with her from time to time. I'll be like, "You good?" She's like, "Yeah." She makes sure lets me know that she doesn't feel there's a void, there's a lack where she's missing out. And I
Well,
try to
what do
be
you say?
mindful.
What do you say to the guys who do have 50-50 relationships and she make her own money and they do one part and the man wants to still have authority over it, and he's
I,
like,
I feel
no,
bad,
and she's
brother.
like, damn, man, I went out and earned this. I'm just communicating you that I'm going to go purchase this, and he's like, no, like that. You can kind of understand how that can kind of be challenging between two couples, right?
Yeah, I feel bad for brothers who go 50-50. I don't recommend it, because then you have that power dynamic shift where how you gonna tell somebody no who's paying 50% of anything? You can't.
I can speak on that. I wouldn't say 50-50. I would say 70-30. I do like a small chunk, like the Pico bill. That's about it. And groceries.
What is Pico?
Stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is Pico? I never heard
Oh,
of it.
the electric
Electric.
company. Sorry,
Uh,
my bad. Like little stuff like that. But even with me making my whole money, he still makes the final decision. Like I was taught that like we're one flesh now. We're one. So I'm not just gonna make decisions, whether I make the own money or not, without him knowing, because what I do don't just affect me anymore, it affects him too. So if I'm out here spending just recklessly and then God forbid something happened, then he'd be like, listen, I need you to pick up a little extra this month, and I can't. What I'm gonna say, babe, well, yeah, I just been doing my thing. And he like, well, you ain't communicating. That's an issue. But I think people don't have these conversations before they get into a relationship. We already sorted that out before we even got married, so we have a clear understanding. But there's no power dynamic because I make my own money, but I still run certain decisions by him before I just go ahead and just be like, let me spend all this money, because maybe we might have to do something that's a little bit more important and it might require my income. He still makes the final decisions, and I have no problem with that at all. I prefer it that way. I don't want to think as much. And plus, I'm not the best with money. He's way better with that anyway. So I'd rather let him take the final decision with that.